Hello and welcome back, Transformer TCG fans. I want to try to go through this as quick as I can because this isn't going to be a whole lot of cards, but I want to go over some battle cards. We're going to look at a couple of older cards as well that I always like bringing in, talking about guest cards. Not really guest cards. We're all together, so to speak, in many ways. And I must admit, I am a bit of a lone wolf, and I'm just having fun. Use my cards if you want to in casual gaming. Try them out. Maybe lose in the process. I don't know. But let's just keep going. We're looking at Energon Hustlers, the bigger they are, which is a blue pip action. One of your characters gets +2 to attack until end of turn, which is a nice bump. While it's attacking an enemy this turn that has more stars than it gets Pierce 4. They have a comma there that I wonder. Well, that's probably fine. It probably doesn't need the arrow on there. It is just an action after all. But that, just a nice addition to gaining more attack with blue pip cards without the use of orange pips in a way. But, hey, if you're playing with mixed decks like I used to really like doing, definitely throw it in there. Energon Hustlers, it's a rare. So the bigger they are. So definitely if you're have a pretty wide character setup, I would definitely have 3 of these in there. Be able to get that Pierce 4 and +2 in almost every time. So there is that. The other one is going to be Assault Formation, which is a Wave 1 art card designed by Carl. So and kind of like Wedge Formation, it's kind of the opposite of that. And I think I've done a card like this. Some other people have. This is the arcs here. That's black, blue, and green. So because of the multi-pip colors, if you have any of these traded characters, you're going to get the specials off this. So again, another action card. One of your melee characters gets bold 2 until end of turn. Move 1 damage counter from one of your ranged characters to an enemy. Flip one of your specialists to another mode. So I've used this in casual gameplay and tests and mock games or whatever. It is a fun card. It's probably a little strong, but I really like it. I mean, you're getting the use of almost like a flamethrower from an action card while able to also get another flip for turn with a specialist, which can really help us if you're using somebody as simple as Flame War as well. So, you got a range character, and you have some of those, good old ARM hovercrafts in there as well for those, majority blue decks. Then, you're going to be able to move a damage off a range character to an enemy. So, wow, I mean, I guess you could use this early game, but if you don't have any damage on a ranged character, then, you're missing out a little bit. So with that green pip, get it on the flip, hold it for another turn or two, and boom, you could just go to town with Assault Formation. Just, I don't know if anyone's banned this or not, but just a great all-around card. Just a great all-around card. So let's move on. I'm only going to go over 3 new cards here, all beginning with the letter E. So I guess if this is Sesame Street, the letter of the day, folks, today is the letter E. So, we're going to first look at Energon Lasso. Is right where I belong. Sorry, this is not a Verbo commercial. Energon Lasso is an upgrade weapon with +1 to attack. It is a simple orange pip card. So, we do see a lot of orange pip +1 attack with weapons, +2 to attack with blue weapons. Not all the time, but just sort of as a general rule. That's what I was going with this. But at the same time, the Energon Lasso is pretty strong. I wanted to at least give you a little bit of attack because it is a weapon, but when you put this on a Decepticon character in bot mode with an empty weapon slot, tap a 7-star or less enemy character. Maybe I should have put You May on there, but I'm not worried about it too much. But it is since this is going to be helping Decepticon characters in bot mode to be able to tap an enemy character, it is a faction card. I forgot which wave this is from. Oh, one of my old Winter 2022 Part B. So maybe I've gone over this before. But I think I probably have, but I actually think I've tightened up the wording on this one a little bit. So that may be why I was going over this originally, because I had a video before that I was looking into editing and adding all the images on there, which takes longer than it should. And it was like an 19 minute video, and I only went over for like 5 cards. And I'm like, oh, let me try to do this again. So this is where we're at. Energon Lasso. Yeah, it is strong, but if your enemy is 2 tall or 1 tall, this does nothing. It's just a +1 to attack weapon. So while it seems strong, it is and it isn't, depending on how your enemy is playing. Now, at the same time, I have an idea for a base card that I have yet to make. I have some more. We still need to finish the base cards up. Still working on them. I'm on my last page, so to speak, and there's not 30 cards in there. There's not the 35 average that I was doing. So there is a lot less. There's a few areas and things that I may have missed in the original setup that I'm like, ooh, I forgot this. Ooh, I see this, I forgot that. So there's a little bit of that, but you know, I'll just say, and I'm not teasing any more teasing videos. That's I've had enough of that, because y'all probably tired of that. And it's like, well, dude, just show us your stuff. Don't do another video about teasing us that it's coming. We know you're doing stuff. So yeah, I apologize, but there is a base card that is going to be coming that with you untap a character, and I got to be careful here. That when a character is untapped by an enemy's card or character, that they're going to have to also do damage to one of their characters. So Energon Lasso may be great in tapping a character 7 stars or less, but if they have that base card in play and the person that has played the Energon Lasso can't knock out the base card or something or whatever, then yeah, they play Energon Lasso to tap your character, then they're also going to have to do damage to one of their characters as a result. So there's something like that is going to be coming. Up next is Energon Slicer. I was a big fan, and when I saw this in Cyberverse, I may have to watch a little Cyberverse again. I don't think I ever finished it. I don't think the last season or some of the last episodes are not on YouTube, I don't think. But I was a big fan of Phantasy Star Online, aka PSO, from the original Xbox, the PC, the GameCube. Was it on the PlayStation? I'm not sure. Dreamcast originally came out on the Dreamcast, PSO and PSO 1 and 2 and all that. And I put way too many hours in that game. It was just really, really fun. And one of the highlights of the game was trying to find red boxes. And in the red boxes were red weapons, or the rarest weapons of the game. And so with Energon Slicer, I had that in my head. Now, they didn't really call this an Energon Slicer in Cyberverse. I made that up myself because it just seems to work, and this is what this looks like. And when they used it, I think, it came right back to him in the hand also. And I think this was a character, I forgot, was it Slipstream? And she and Windblade had a really cool fight as a result. I can't remember. But the Red Slicer was a highlight of PSO, and I loved the slicers in PSO. And so in, the Red Slicer with my HuCast or Raycast or whatever I had way back then, That's what I was thinking when I made this as well. So while the Energon Lasso is, single pip, +1 to attack, this is very similar. Green pip with the range, so only the ranged characters can get this on the flip, unless you draw it, of course, with a weapon that is +1 to attack. So again, it has very low attack. But when you put this on a melee character, do 1 damage to each enemy character with a matching trait. So originally I was going to have it hit all characters with a matching trait on the battlefield. And I'm thinking, no, if we put this on one of our characters that we control, then boom, you're wanting to hit your enemy. You're not going to want to hit your own characters. So there's that. So if they have melee, or if they have all aerial bots or all combaticons, that isn't a trait. Boom, it's going to hit all 5 of them or all 2 of them or whatever. If at least 4 enemy characters are damaged with the same trait by this upgrade, then scrap this card. So that's one neat thing here, is that if you put it on a melee character and you only hit 3 characters and they're only 3 wide, well, you're going to be able to keep it and get the +1 off the weapon at least. You have a couple, 2 more in your deck, you might be able to get them on the flip with a ranged character, or maybe draw it and then put it on the same melee character again if you want. And again, this is not as strong. No, this is not as strong as an armed hovercraft. No, I know that. So it's not going to hit every enemy character. They're going to have the same trait. If you hit more than 4, then it gets scrapped. If you don't, you get to keep it. If you only hit 2 or 3, even if they're 3 wide, 2 wide, 1 wide, then yeah, it's not going to get scrapped. So there's that idea. I like this. It took me the longest time to figure out the wording on this, how I really wanted to do this, and I think this works. I think that was my stomach. So I think this works. And the last one up is going to be the Electrocells. Electrocells is a utility with +1 to attack. It is blue and green with the specialist for the blue trait, blue pip. When the upgraded character defends, reveal the top card of your deck. Do 1 damage to each character on the battlefield equipped with an upgrade with the same pip color. Then scrap this card. So yes, if you are using, if you do reveal, I don't know, what did we just look at? Assault form? You'll have to pick one of those 3 colors. So it can't just be all 3. It doesn't reveal the top card of your deck. Do 1 damage to each character on the battlefield equipped with an upgrade with the same pip color. So if you have more than 1 pip color, just choose one. So if an assault formation is revealed, and your opponent is playing a lot of green pip upgrades to be able to get them on the flip, say just like the Energon Slicer we were just looking at per se. Maybe they are trying to do something to that effect and get a cheap one-off that's not quite as strong as an armed hovercraft, and it's like, ooh, I can get this on the flip, and they're on the melee character, then yeah, then they have a lot of green upgrades, like a toolbox, Energon Slicer, or something else, or whatever, or even Electrocells themselves, then yes, you can do 1 damage to each character equipped with an upgrade with the same pip color. So only problem is, if you have Electrocells, and you flip and reveal a blue or green, you're going to be like, oh crap, they're going to get hit too. So this affects everybody on the battlefield, unfortunately. So pick your pip colors well and smartly. So depending on how you make your deck. So having a mixed, that might be an idea, is having a pretty well mixed deck with something like this, these kinds of cards, while at the same time making sure your upgrades only have a certain pip color. So if you do reveal a pip color from Electrocells when that character is defending, then yeah, you can pick a color that you're not equipped with. I don't know. I know that's a bit of a stretch. I mean, you would have to probably really work at that, and as well as work on keeping the upgrades on your characters. But, you know, something to think about. And this is an image from the G1 show before just Megatron just reached in and grabbed it. And we do have the base card coming for where this he stole this from as well. So that's really all I have time for, is the assault formation. Bigger they are, Energon Lasso, Energon Slicer, and Electrocells. So I hope you like these. They're not that strong, but they seem very fun cards. Energon Lasso, if you think is too strong, you know, give me a whirl. Give me a comment down below. We'll see you next time. If you like this content, there's still more coming. I'm not done yet. Throw scraplets at the like button. We'll see you next time. Don't have just a great day. Have a blessed day. And as always, Autobots, flip out and let's roll for it.